This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenia will host the United Nations Biodiversity Conference, also referred to as COP17, in 2026, defeating Azerbaijan's competing bid yesterday by securing enough votes from participating countries at the ongoing summit in Colombia, attended by Armenia's President Vahagan Hachaturian. The UN Convention on Biological Diversity is one of the three global environmental conventions regulating international efforts in environmental sustainability, biodiversity conservation, restoration and sustainable use of natural resources, Armenia's foreign ministry said in a statement. These meetings, held every 2 years, are among the largest environmental gatherings globally and attract broad participation from civil society, including NGOs, indigenous ethnic groups, people in the academia and private sector representatives. The conference in question is unrelated to the COP29 summit on climate change, set to be held in Baku in less than 2 weeks, also under the authority of the United Nations. Armenia's government has postponed the implementation of its universal healthcare insurance system, with Finance Minister Vahe Hovhannisyan revealing today that the money amounting to roughly $45 million in the 2024 state budget for the program's launch remained unused and partially redistributed to other initiatives. Some part of these funds has been reallocated to other programs, Hovhannisyan said while discussing the 2025 state budget in Parliament, adding that the 2025 draft budget excludes funding for this project, and acknowledging it won't be launched next year. The Universal Healthcare Insurance Project was approved by the Armenian government last February. It aims to ensure equal quality and accessibility of healthcare for all Armenians regardless of their social status, covering all medical services except dentistry and plastic surgery. According to the original roadmap, participation in the insurance system would remain voluntary during the initial implementation phase, before transitioning to mandatory coverage for all citizens starting from 2027. The program specifically marked 2025 as the year when pensioners would be incorporated into the system at state expense, though this timeline is now subject to revision given the recent postponement. You can also watch this week's edition of CivilNet's weekly Insight series. In this episode, host Eric Hakopian analyzes the European Parliament's new resolution against Azerbaijan, including potential sanctions and the call to end the EU-Azerbaijan gas deal. The discussion moves to Georgia's pivotal national elections and their implications for regional dynamics. Finally, Hakopian examines how the latest developments in the US presidential elections could impact Armenia's strategic interests and regional relationships. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or by following the link in this video's description. Also make sure you don't miss our video report exploring how Armenian high school students are mastering artificial intelligence. Watch as students showcase their impressive projects in facial recognition and image classification, and learn about a groundbreaking agreement between government officials and tech sector leaders to expand AI education nationwide. You can find the link to this video in the description below as well. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 89. This is because 89% of Armenia's general education teachers, a profession often associated with lower pay and prestige, are females. At the same time, women's representation in parliament has reached a historic 36%, a significant increase compared to previous years. However, this improvement in parliamentary representation is mainly driven by gender quota policies. In the judiciary, women hold 31% of positions overall, but only 11% of the constitutional court seats, demonstrating continued underrepresentation at the highest judicial level. Meanwhile, women made up 44% of practicing lawyers in 2023, suggesting that barriers may be lower in private legal practice than in public institutions. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.